This quick video will show you how to add events to the calendar. I just want to show you real quickly, if I click on the calendar button here, depending upon who you are, what rights you have on the system, you're going to see different calendars. Everyone sees their own calendar, and those are the events for the groups to which you belong. There's also a church-wide calendar, and that calendar shows all of the events that have been scheduled to the church-wide calendar. And those are normally major groups in the church would be scheduled to that calendar. There's also the public calendar, and the public calendar is the calendar that will be seen on the Cornerstone web page, not in CCC, but actually on our web page. And that should be reserved for fairly major events. A lot of group leaders do not even have the ability to put their events on the public calendar. There's also an all events admin. That will show you everything. If you have the rights to do that, you'll be able to see every event in the entire church. I'm going to go back to the home menu and talk about the best way to add events to the calendar. The best way to do it is to go to the group that is scheduling the event. If I come over to the right, if you're in the group that's scheduling the event, you can click on the group from the right-hand side. And if it's an entire church group type of thing, then you could simply click on that button for an entire church event. It doesn't really relate to any specific group. The other place you can find groups, if you're not actually in the group, is to click on the Groups button. And that will show you a list of the groups. You can even begin by typing the name of the group. And I'm going to use the implementation team, so I'm just going to go IM, and that gives me the implementation team group right off the bat. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down, I'm going to click on Events, and I'm going to choose, over on the right-hand side, I'm going to choose a new event. I'm going to go ahead and give the event a name. This is a test event, and this is coming from the implementation team. If you want a contact phone number, you can put that up there. If you want a description of the event, I'm just going to say this is a test event. Test event. And then the date, and you can make it an all-day event if you want, or you can click here if you want to change the date to something else. Let's say I want to put this on, let's say February 6th, a Wednesday there. And then we have the time, and I'm going to put this, let's say in the afternoon. I'm going to say 3 p.m. to approximately 4 p.m. That will be the meeting. You can have recurring events. If you have an event that's going to repeat week after week, you can use that. And you can click that box, and that gives you some more choices, whether it's weekly, every week, what day of the week. And you can then also set an end date. You can click on End By and set the end date for your event. The next thing we want to go is choose a location. And you can actually set the location of the event. We're going to say this event is going to take place in the church modular. And you can give the street address, postal code if you want to give that much information. In the Advanced tab, does the event open to everybody? Or is registration required? Do people have to sign up for the event? For most events, you're going to leave this open to all the people who are in that group. Depending upon your rights, you'll be able to decide whether you want to show this event on the church-wide calendar or the public calendar. And not everyone will have rights to be able to do that. But let's say we want that to be in both places, one on the church-wide calendar, and we also want to show on the public calendar. Actually, I'm going to turn that off. I don't want anything to go on the public calendar there. And the rest of the stuff, for most events, you can just leave the way it is. We're not going to change any of those things, the room setup or those kinds of things. If you do want to leave notes for the leaders that are going to be doing that event, or you want to leave notes for the people who are going to be doing setup, you can do that from here also. There's also a button you can save and request facilities and equipment. We're going to cover, whoops, I need to scroll this up a little bit so you can actually see the bottom. There is a section there at the bottom. See if I can get this up where you can actually see it, where you can leave notes, and then you have some choices. I think this is going to go off the screen at the bottom. You can schedule, and you'll notice now down here at the bottom we have two choices: save and request facilities and equipment. We're not going to do that for this event. And then there's also save and add guests. For a lot of events, that won't be necessary. But if you do want to put all the members in for the event, you can click on save and add. You can add the entire group. And you have a choice. You can just add them directly. That's often the way you're probably going to want to do that. Or you can actually type an email message for an invitation to that group. I'm not going to do this. I'm going to go ahead and cancel that out. You can also add people by name. So I can type a name. I can put Ebe's name in there, and I can put him in there and send him an invitation or add him directly. I'm going to go ahead and click out of that. You can also search the entire database if you want to invite someone who's not actually in that group. So that gives you that ability. We're not going to actually invite. Let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and do we're going to add directly everybody in the group. So I'm going to go ahead and add now. And so you can see we've invited everyone in the group. We're now done with adding that event. That event is now added up. We've invited everybody. And if we go back to the calendar and we go over from January to February, we will come down here, and on February 6th, we will see our test event. We click on it and we can see the information, location, the modular, and we can also get more details. We can see who's been invited and so forth. Hopefully this video has been helpful to you to be able to add people or add events to the calendar.